There's a job in Missouri where the man in charge is responsible for thousands of pieces of legislation. He manages an entire body of elected leaders while making sure his citizens back at home are fairly represented.
That position is Speaker of the House of Representatives. The man in that position is Ron Richard, a local guy who was recently appointed by a body of his peers.
Action 12's Dustin Latimer takes us to Jefferson City for part 1 of his series, Elected to Lead. You'll see what the Speaker of the House really does and why so few want the responsibility.
It's 10 a.m. and for many representatives at the State House, this is when their day starts. But for Speaker of the House Ron Richard, it already feels like midday.
We're here at anywhere from 6:30 to 7, and I don't think we're out of here till midnight.
Ron's day begins at sunrise when the halls of the Capitol are still quiet. What lies ahead is enough to keep Ron and his staff busy for over 15 hours.
So I just have to manage 2,000 bills, 120 people, travel the entire state, because this is a statewide office and I'm on the road all the time.
First on the lengthy agenda, the morning meeting with his staff.
And then when we go back to the right wing proposal.
Citizens of Missouri are first and foremost in our minds, and getting a message crafted that's telling citizens exactly what we're doing. It's difficult sometimes just because there's so much going on. A lot of it is very detailed, very intricate.
At 9 a.m., it's time for yet another meeting, this one involving the Republican leadership.
Speaker Richard has been one of the people who's gathered a lot of folks around him, and he asks their advice. And I appreciate that because every once in a while I get to chime in.
When most representatives are getting settled, preparing to go into morning session, Ron has already been in meeting after meeting.
So far I'm 0 for 3 today.
The first session of the day is greeted by Ron's gavel, signaling the start of debates.
You have a comment?
During session, Ron determines who can speak, what bills can be debated, and what committees the bill should go to. He has the power to quickly move legislation to a vote or keep it from ever becoming a law.
He used his position as Speaker to fight against my legislation, and that's fair, that's appropriate. I don't take any issue with that, but his position does allow him to kill my stuff if he doesn't agree with it.
I like that I have the final word on everything.
There's a lot of power there.
That's why I'm here. It's time that someone with common sense around this place has a little bit of power and can stop and start things.
There's a small break for lunch, but then it's back to the House chambers for the second session of the day.
2 o'clock we'll go back in until about 5 or 6, adjourn for dinner and come back at 8. Last night I was here at 11 or 12. We do that all the time.
He's a great boss, and he works us hard, but at the same time he knows how to have a little fun and joke around with us a little bit.
It is an overwhelming at times. If I didn't have the staff I had, it would be. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Reporting and speaking, Ron Richard gives a lot of credit to his staff for successfully making it through a legislative session. Tomorrow night on Action 12 News at 10, join us for part 2 of Dustin's series, Elected to Lead. Find out what his staff is responsible for and why it pays to be on Ron's good side.